what's the difference between aloes and aloes attar?
So regular aloes is there's different grades of aloes, right? And
Okay.
so there's different grades of aloes, C, B, A, and then A plus, whatever. And then aloes attar is that same kind of plant, but when they distill it, instead of distilling it through normal means, they distill it in sandalwood. So it's sandalwood and aloes kind of mixed together, but it's done at the distillation.
Okay.
And so usually like still very, very cleansing. A lot of times in a lot of practices, they kind of openly interchange sandalwood with aloes. Like even in the Bible, some of the translations, sometimes they're talking about aloes, sometimes they're talking about sandalwood, but a lot of times it's just the same term. And so it's usually tends to be a little bit more like a more pleasant scent. It's the reason why they do it. Like it's I'm real choosy in the aloes that I get. Some of the aloes, I mean, it sounds weird, but it like once it's distilled, it literally smells almost like feces a little bit. And so um it's still energetically very good, but it's got a weird smell to it. And so I usually am real picky about the aloes that I get.
Yeah.
And so like I don't want it to smell like, that particular component.
Yeah.
So like in that they'll call it fecal notes or animal notes or animal scents, and it's that smell. And so through the years they started doing things with like distilling it in the sandalwood so that it would soften some of those smells, because people are using it for deep meditation or practices or healing practices. They use it for funeral rites in a lot of places. And so it was a way to like offset that. All of them are have similar properties. The more like potent, like when you go up in grades, they do get more potent, but they're still doing the same thing. It's not like they're bringing on stronger characteristics. It's just the characteristics that they have can be more potent. I would say like things like white oud, aloes attar, and Aloes, like those are your bread and butter aloes that you could use all the time. That's not just like crazy priced. I mean, I have some aloes that sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't, but like I don't even put it out there because it's just so crazy priced. And I have a couple that are that weird smell and they work really good. But one time I had put some on and I was traveling and I stepped outside my hotel room and I ran into a friend and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And he was like, "It smells like you crapped your pants." And I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Oh, I put on aloes. I put on this funky aloes." And he stepped like closer to me and he inhaled it and he goes, "Oh, it smells different as you get closer." And then he was like, "Oh God, I can't even stay in my body." Like, because the scent was so like intoxicating, but that outer like realm around me smelled like a dirty diaper apparently. And so, like those I don't put out to you guys. Like I have them just for I don't know, collecting them, having them for whatever. And but
Okay.
yeah, I think you get the idea. Yeah.